You'll see some redness deposited throughout this hoof horn as I'm removing this. That's what's going to separate this from a lot of the other lesions you see in these areas. This one's a little bit different. I rinsed that area out because this one's got a bit more of an ulceration issue going on with it, which means that area could be protruding out. So I want to make sure I can clean that out, get a good view of what I'm dealing with inside there. As we work through that layer of separation, you can see that ulceration that I was speaking of. Because of that protrusion, I got to work carefully to remove all these little pieces without damaging any of that corium that we see there. It's a little more difficult. You just got to take your time using the hook of that knife to get up underneath that and lift it away as we remove it. Right along this edge is the really important part. We got to get all of those little loose edges away. So how is this different from a typical white line issue? Well, in a typical white line issue, you're going to have a problem in the white line where that junction between that sole and that wall horn meet. In this case, however, this is a direct pressure-related problem from that pedal bone putting pressure onto that corium. That's why we see that ulceration. I was able to tell that earlier on in the video because there was a void in that hoof horn, almost a hole there. That is from that ulceration, not producing enough quality hoof horn then where we actually have a void in that hoof. A standard white line issue would have been just a small crack allowing bacteria to get in, and then we might have some corium disturbance. This is actually direct pressure related. We do have some rocks embedded in that white line a little lower down, so I'm going to take those away because we do have a block on that other claw. I don't really have to worry too much about that. I don't want those rocks to be causing any type of problem later on. We're going to get this dab dry, a salicylic acid wrap, and she is done.